Hey there, ghoul friends. I'm Piper.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Two Ghouls, One Podcast, where we like to discuss all things current, classic, and obscure.
And today we're going to be joined by our friend from TikTok, DirectorPatrick, who has directed a short film called The Path that you can check out at Panic Fest. And he knows way more about that than I do, so he'll fill you in. But since it's Women's History Month, we figured having a guy on and discussing our top 5 final girls would be a lot of fun.
So if you want to see me be bullied by two men on Women's Month,
She gets off on it, don't worry.
Yeah, there's a lot of kink talk in here anyways, so. Alright, let's get into it.
We're joined today by Director Patrick, who has directed The Path, which you can find at Panic Fest starting on the 28th of March.
That's right. Oh, yeah, I'll tell everybody. Yeah, you go to panicfest.com the week of the 24th, and you can purchase a virtual ticket to my particular shorts block. So all you got to do is search for The Path and check it out for yourself. Tell me how bad it is. I want to hear it.
I don't think you'll get a lot of.
I'll pay.
I don't think you'll get a lot of. What is that? Are we finding out you have a kink?
There are many endless kinks that we will eventually uncover.
Especially on this episode.
I don't think you'll get a lot of bad reviews because I've already watched it. I know Matt's already watched it, and I think it's really good. Yeah.
Thank you. That's very sweet of the both of you.
It's fucking awesome. It's so good that we were like in a live when you were able to first send it out to people, and people like were coming back at like 5 a.m. Like, I couldn't sleep. I watched your film. It's fucking awesome.
I'd love to say, oh, Matt, that really happened, and it was very humbling. It was very wonderful that
that happened.
You're
good at what you do, man. Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love doing it, so I just want to do it more, and that's the whole point of like telling people go check it out, because the more people look at it, the more likely someone is to have interest in it and let me make more things, because it's hard to make them on your own.
You have a short film prior to this one too that people can go watch. Don't Do It.
Yeah, they can watch Don't Do It anywhere. They can, not anywhere. They can watch it on my Instagram at DirectorPatrick, or they can go to my TikTok at DirectorPatrick or Patrick of the Living Dead, and it's pinned right at the top. You can watch it for free. It's that short that you can just watch it on these platforms.
Yeah, you can go watch it and be like, oh, that was fucking good. I'm going to go buy a ticket to The Path.
Yeah.
But enough about you. Let's talk about some top 5 or 6, because Piper didn't understand the assignment. Final girls.
Yeah,
Yay, it's Women's Month.
I'm a bad decision. Like, it's hard to narrow things down. But it's fitting because it's Women's Month, and I'm the woman in the podcast, so I get an extra one. Okay.
Or the woman in the podcast didn't understand the assignment. It all works itself out.
Yeah, I love how it's Women's Month and straight out the gate, Matt's being misogynistic. But happy Women's Month.
And you have a male director on to talk about his work that has no women in it. This is truly a glorious celebration of Women's Month.
I'm wearing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer t-shirt, Jesus Christ, which is directed by one of the biggest misogynists ever.
You know, I guess at least everyone here has long hair, so something from the back, we would all be looked at as women, you know?
And it's happened to me multiple times, many times at the restaurant. I'll be right with you, ladies.
Yep.
Nice ass.
For me,
it's nice ass, and then you turn around and see your faces.
Yeah. I actually got called a slur one day because I got catcalled.
I think
Oh,
maybe
shit.
they were the
I turned
slur.
around and had a beard, and they were like, "Hey, you F slur," and I was like, "Me? You're the one calling a dude."
He's
Matt and I look like a 1980s music video, like comedy bit, where like the hair metal bands are ogling women in bikinis, and then they go down the line, and there's some really beautiful long hair, and then somebody turns around and they have Matt or mine's
yes.
face. That's what it was like growing up in the 1980s.
Like a Aphex Twin video.
Yeah, yeah, we look like Aphex Twin video.
I'm the youngest, so I don't get that joke. Uh,
You don't get the Aphex
no,
Twin joke?
who are they? I don't know.
Holy shit! You are young.
Y'all,
Or just
y'all are talking
uncultured.
about the 80s. I'm like, I was born in 94. I don't get this
That's
reference.
not the
You said it was
80s.
the 80s.
Aphex Twin is not the 80s. That's
okay,
Matt.
I misunderstood because Patrick said something about 80s, and then I assumed.
I
Yeah.
expect nothing more
Yeah.
from you.
Okay,
You don't need to go back and revisit the 80s, Piper. That was like whatever Women's Month is, the 80s is the opposite of the Women's Month. Like just in
sure.
general. We're that by the way, a lot of final girls, they come from the 80s,
Yeah.
truth be told.
I have one from the 80s on mine.
Yeah, I think most of
I have one
I think
from
most
the 80s.
of mine are more modern. I wanted to kind of go with ones that I think would be. There's only one really mainstream final girl, and I'll say that. I do think one of mine is going to overlap with Matt. I don't know if I should save that one for last or not. Or I mean, it's top of the list, so maybe I'll just go down the list. But
Are we going from our least to our
I
best, or are we going best to
don't
least, or is
don't
there a
do that
rule?
to me.
I'm going least to best, but
I'll go
Piper
least to best.
can't make
Yeah,
decisions.
sorry
so.
guys, I'm a Libra. So
Jesus Christ.
okay.
I'm a Capricorn, so my list is correct.
Yeah, unless it
I'm an Aries, so I don't know what the fuck that even means.
That's very Aries of you.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order that I've listed them, and no particular order in regards to fondness. Bridget from Ginger Snaps, which I don't know, but I think might be on Matt's because I know he likes Ginger Snaps.
No, I don't consider her a final girl, actually.
Yeah, I would say that she's not a
What?
final girl, so that's discounted.
Yeah.
So
Why
you
is
take
she?
that
Is
off
it
your
because
list.
she's not like the main person in danger and such, or
It's because she doesn't escape. She's forever cursed with the thing she's trying to avoid.
fair? I just think if you make it to like the end of the movie, and then you're like considered a final girl. But
I mean, literally, she is the final
yeah,
girl. But for the trope,
gotcha.
I would say she doesn't fit.
So Piper's wrong.
Happy Women's Month.
Happy
Yeah.
National Women's Month.
That'll be an
Yep.
ongoing thing during this podcast. I need some.
You have no
I need
idea.
some women in here. Like, we need to get Rachel or Gabby in on this. Because why am I outnumbered during the female the podcast?
You have to show your strength. You have to become the final girl of this podcast.
Okay, well, let's see if I can even make it out of here alive. Iris from Would You Rather.
I
haven't seen that movie.
I don't think I've seen that.
Okay. Also
No,
discounted.
just
Great.
you guys
You're
are
0 for 2.
slacking. I'll say this. So it's basically, I mean, the name would imply would you rather. So like the reason she made it to my list.
I think her name more implies an I.
The name of the fucking movie. God, you're stupid. Okay, so
You just didn't speak right. Go
I
fucking figure.
assumed that my co-host was smart enough to read between the lines, and that was my mistake. I apologize. So
See, who's
it's
stupid now?
turns out it's both of us. Okay. So Would You Rather is essentially, so she starts off with her brother, her younger brother has cancer, and they are both older.
Way to bring the room
Yeah.
down,
So
Piper.
I don't know if
Shit.
her brother is like an older,
The
I
big
don't know if he's like
C.
an older teenager or possibly like early 20s. I don't think it like totally specifies. But she gets this invitation to participate in a game. The
Bored
game
now.
is Would You Rather. And she goes, she doesn't quite understand.
I knew I should have brought
Shut
my
the
Switch.
fuck up. So she doesn't quite understand.
Happy Women's Month.
She doesn't quite understand like how severe the
I see why
game
you
is
picked
gonna
her.
be. And I love how you're just putting on such a little show for Patrick because you have a crush on him. Anyways, so
Why do you always try and bring these things to me being gay? Just because a man doesn't want to have sex with you doesn't mean he's gay.
you know, let's just, if we're gonna get real here, he was so upset when I didn't pick him during a TikTok for like an imaginary threesome.
It's not that you didn't.
The imaginary threesome.
Yeah, because I was in a TikTok and there was like 8 other people, I think, and they're like, "Oh, you have to have like a threesome with anybody else in the chat," and I didn't pick him, and he was so hurt by that.
I do not care that you didn't pick me. I do care the way you phrased "you're not picking me," which was, personality means a lot to me, and I only know one person here, so I'm gonna go with, I don't even fucking care who.
But that's on brand. If I have to come to a woman's defense in Women's Month, it is on brand that she doesn't like your personality.
It's like, I fucking hate his
But see-
personality. I'm not gonna choose him.
You didn't at the time. Like today, I would not bring it up. At the time, we were starting to be friends.
Now we're just enemies.
Yes.
Enemies with a podcast.
Yes, it almost was 2 enemies, 1 podcast.
It's also a good title.
Yeah.
So, Would You Rather is the longest descriptor of a horror film I've ever heard of. How does it?
There's no way
How
possible.
does she
If
survive?
Matt would shut the fuck up and quit interrupting, it wouldn't be that long. But he can't let someone finish a thought. So she, you know, they do make you play. It's like her and several other people. And if you're a fan of Trailer Park Boys, I don't know if you two watch that or not. Ricky is in
Good.
it.
Oh, okay.
I have seen this. Okay.
Yes. It's because Iris is Brittany Snow. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so she
okay.
enters the game to like win the money for her brother's cancer treatment, and I just feel like that's really badass. You know, like everything she goes through is to help her younger brother to save his life. And I'm like, what a badass bitch. Happy Women's Day. Or like Women's Month, me referring to another woman as a bitch. But okay, third on my list, and it's definitely like, I guess the most mainstream, but I just love the movie, so I had to include it, is Kirsty Cotton from Hellraiser.
Are you just going? Are we just doing
I
our
thought
top
we were going
fives?
to do an
Or are
order,
we
but I've already
alternating?
done 2, and now you're asking?
It's too late.
Yeah,
She literally has opened Pandora's box.
Yep,
Now,
just keep
now we
going.
have to list our entire
Well,
list.
yeah, because it wasn't pre-discussed. I thought we were just doing, you know,
I thought we were just alternating, like
not a
how
sync.
it's been done since
Alternate.
the beginning of time.
Alternating was not, that word was not spoken once. Now who's assuming? Okay, so I don't think I have to explain Hellraiser. I think it's pretty widely known.
Please don't.
But I will say that I include her because, like, if you're into the lore of the comics, and I don't want to spoil anything for people who aren't, informed on the comics, but she's pretty badass especially in the comics. So next would be Aaron.
That's what makes a great Final Girl supplemental reading.
I'm sorry that you can't read, Matt. I mean, maybe that one's not for you.
I mean, it's a comic. It has pictures, so I could get
along
by.
with the pictures.
Half of it.
Yeah, so next on my list would be Erin from Your Next. She's a badass. Like, what can I say? What was it? She grew up on like a compound, so she has all of this.
Yeah.
Like, she could whoop anybody's ass in this podcast right now. Like, how could I not include her? And then fifth on the list.
I thought that was going to be the overlap between you and Matt. That was my guess. Yeah, I thought Aaron would be your overlap. Oh, it is. See, look at me. The guy is right. Happy Women's Month.
So next would be Grace from Ready or Not.
There's another one.
Man.
It's Samara fucking Weaving.
Yeah, because like she's your celebrity crush. Which, fair. And then my final one of the final girls, would be Beth from Hostel Part 2. Specifically because that end scene with her, she's a badass. For that alone.
Because she chops his penis off.
I was trying, in case no one's seen it, spoiler.
Spoiler alert for a terrible movie. She chops his penis
terrible?
off. They're not good movies.
No,
they're torture porn and they're pretty gory, but they're not like
3
good
is
movies.
awful. 1 is kind of
There's a 3?
It's bad. It's bad.
Ooh.
But part 2 I like, but yeah,
Part 2 is the one that opens with like the chick being Elizabeth Bathory and like
open, but yeah,
bathtub of...
Nah, it's like in the middle somewhere.
Oh, is it?
They have the Bathory scene.
Are you two familiar with the Princess Diaries?
Familiar, but not excited about it.
Happy Women's Month. So
sounds girly.
So I mean, it is starring, like, we're not going to talk about the star of it, but the side, like, best friend character is in Hostel Part 2, and like Princess Diaries or Disney movies. So it was weird to see the scene because she's the one that gets Elizabeth Bathory'd, if that's a word.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that and being like, okay, like, I guess it's a big deal that she's being Bathory'd because she was in a girly movie.
It's just strange
to put it in the parlance of a women's history.
It's just strange to I don't know, like, you see someone in a Disney film and then in the next movie they're upside down, like bare naked. You see their titties out, like, it's weird. Like, it's just a leap,
People in Disney movies can't be actors. I guess they have to only be in Disney movies.
I mean, only you said that, but okay.
You insinuated
no, I simply said that it was a bit strange.
I think if I can explain, if I can mansplain what Piper's trying to say, is that Princess Diaries was so important to girls of a certain age, and for the characters in that movie to immediately turn to a new movie and be horrifically slaughtered naked is impactful.
Yeah.
Apparently, if she's from a movie that no one likes that made her number one.
Oh, she's your number one?
Oh, I didn't do them in like a least favorite.
Oh, that's right. You remember
Yeah.
Piper did it in a willy-nilly fashion.
Did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
look at Piper's face. Piper's like, why did I agree?
This is my face in every podcast. I wish I could say, because
great
Putting up with
list,
Matt is
but
just.
When you both told me you were going to start a podcast, I go, "This is
I
great
think
for
you're the
me."
one that first suggested the podcast, and I think you did so because you know we argue constantly.
That makes good podcasting. So yes, I take full
which
credit.
which
You're
we
welcome,
talk a lot
world.
of shit, and it's like we argue all the time, but I guess it's in just good humor because we don't actually hate each other. We
No,
begrudgingly are friends of some
speak for
sort. He
yourself.
won't admit it on the podcast, but like,
We
if
we
I
can
if
we combine our efforts though when we like see somebody gave Leprechaun 5 stars, for instance. Then we can put our differences aside and get like a little NATO thing
yeah,
happening.
if I could dare be serious for like 2 seconds, I think the two of you are so sharp together. That's why I was like, yeah, you need to have a podcast where you have to talk at each other all day because it's going to be interesting and funny. And I was right. So chalk one up for the guys. Happy Women's Month.
Well, since that lackluster list is done, you want to try and top it, Patrick?
Should I go last since I'm the guest?
Oh, you can
actually,
go
since
last.
it's Women's Month, I think I'm the top, and you two are bottoming today. But a little kink humor for you. Yeah.
Good one.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Yeah, I'll go last and then you guys can critique my I'm like looking for that. That's my kink today is to be completely eviscerated by two West Virginians about my picks. So I think that would
Yeah.
be exciting. I've been looking for that kink for a while.
I will say about Piper's list though, a surprising lack of women in tank tops that survived cannibals.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, where are the white tank topped women who have they've been trying to eat for 90
Yeah.
minutes? She's like, that's a private list. You don't get that.
Well, little did I know that there was going to be a lot of kink talk in this. I should have made that other list.
I mean, wait, does Erin
Well,
have a white tank
She
top?
sure does.
I'm not trying to be eaten though.
Yeah.
There it is. Your joy came out immediately. You're like, she is in a white tank top if you think
I
about
don't own a white tank top. That would have been like a great, like just to wear one for this episode.
it.
you can make that list for the
Yeah.
Patreon.
Great. Yes, great idea.
So I originally had it narrowed down to 10, and then I ranked them 1 through 10, like on several different merits, and whoever had the lowest score I was going to use, but then I didn't like how that turned out, so I kind of went with my gut on top of it.
He's like, I took the longest route possible and then still hated it.
Yep.
So I just fucking winged it.
Is that what producing every episode is like, Piper?
I don't know. I leave the editing to Matt, so he has to bother with all of that.
Yeah, I have to listen to you like multiple times. It's killing me
I
inside.
imagine he's just jerking it the whole time he edits, but
Well, that's why it's killing him. I mean, this takes a long time to edit. He's only one man. Unmedicated. I mean, that's hard. Pun intended. He's like, no comment.
I'm thoroughly disgusted, is what I am. So number 5, because I understood the assignment. Jenny from Friday the 13th, Part
Jenny
2.
from the block, you
Oh,
say?
good call.
That's spelled
Oh.
different. Yeah, she spells it the dumb way.
Like Ginny, like Ginny.
Yeah, like gin, like the drink.
Yeah. That's a good pick, though. Shit, that's like one of the better Friday the 13th movies. That's probably, arguably, the best or the second best.
Yeah, I cut Tina. Tina almost made it. The Carrie proxy. But
I know a
I
thing or
went
two
with
about
Jenny
Tina.
instead.
Okay.
I like how she had the backstory of like understanding kids like psychologically, and so she was able to use that against Jason when she pieced the mom stuff together. Just a cool final girl. Also extremely brave, running into the fucking cave and everything after him.
Mm-hmm.
4, we've got Grace from Ready or Not. Samara Weaving. Enough said.
Yeah.
But
Did
yeah,
she
Happy
only make
Women's
your
Month.
list because you think she's hot?
yes.
Happy, yeah.
Happy Women's Month.
Where hot women get the rewards.
Yeah, Jenny is below her because Jenny is not hot.
Oh, we had to rank them by hotness? Oh.
No, I did not.
Or I think
I use it as a tiebreaker in some
I think
instances,
Grace
though.
would be the top one for him if it was in terms of hotness.
And I'm looking at my list and I was like, in reverse, mine is hottest to
Okay.
least hot.
And then Azrael would be second if below Grace.
So Samara's on this list twice.
No, she's not. But if I did it by hotness, she would be.
Well, yeah, because Azrael can't talk, so Happy Women's Month. I mean,
Oh yeah, she
Samara
should be
Weaving,
number
but
one.
but she can't talk, right?
All
Right,
the
that's-
best parts of a woman.
So yeah, switch.
Every man's dream woman. Hot but can't talk.
For posterity, I want everyone to understand I am joking. Women should have their voices. Please be heard. In case this surfaces
Yeah.
years later.
I hope someone edits out only that bit just there. I'm gonna get out of here with that shit.
No, Grace, I do think is a strong final girl, though. Hotness aside,
For sure.
she like, I don't know, when she moves her body to like take the knife hit in like a different area to then have the knife. I thought that was one of the most badass moves ever.
I will say, I don't like Ready or Not, and I know I'm in the minority with that, but I really like Grace as a character. Like,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense at all. Like, I hated the self-aware humor in that movie and just kind of the overall goofiness, which I think is what people loved about it. But the character of Grace, I thought was solid. I was like, yeah, she's fighting like hell, and she doesn't particularly want to. She just has to, and she's getting the job done. And then I was like, yeah, all right, cool.
I almost didn't put her on here because I feel like she has the weakest enemies, even though they're a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're all incompetent.
Yeah.
And the only two competent ones are helping her for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that kind of brought her down a little bit, but still her personality, and then
I
she's
wish
hot.
I could have had some sort of background on like how many games that family had played, or like I guess each individual person in the family, because yeah, some of them were very incompetent, and it's like, is this just your first time doing this, or?
I feel like the dad had seen some, but most of the kids had not.
Right. Like the kids were pretty incompetent, which is very reflective of what they were getting up to, which was, privileged children tend to be completely hamstrung and helpless when the shit hits the fan. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
And also, as it got closer to like the deadline, a lot of them were like, maybe it won't happen. Like,
yeah, they didn't even know if it was a real thing or not.
Yeah. And then at 3, I have Aaron from Your Next.
Solid.
Survivalist compound, grew up on in Australia, and she becomes the slasher basically. So I almost didn't use her because it starts with typical slasher, but then once the family is dwindled down, she's basically the killer now.
Yeah. Yeah, even
Um,
her design kills the cop at the end.
She
yeah,
reverse Uno'd that
Yeah.
shit.
she's a little too good at it.
She's so good at it that she actually ends up getting probably arrested later on. Later on, she will just the epilogue to that story is she's been arrested for the murder of all those people in that house.
Yeah, I think a sequel could be interesting if done right. Maybe don't have Adam Wingard do it, but
Right, but starting with her, excuse me, starting with her in jail or in prison, like, yeah, I've been doing time for 15 years now for the murder of all these people when I was just trying to, save myself
yeah,
from a bunch of fucking assholes. So yeah, there's a sequel there for sure.
she can be locked up with the Boondock Saints or something and have a crossover.
The Boondock
I was thinking
Saints.
she could like
Happy Women's
I was
Month.
thinking she could like Shawshank her way out and just crawl through like a shit pipe or something out of the prison.
Why not? Why not the intro of the whole thing just be that recreation of that moment from
Yeah.
Shawshank?
Two, I added her right before we started recording. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. Mia from Evil Dead 2013.
Good call.
Because she's just fucking awesome. She has the most character development of any final
Yes.
girl. And
E-
that raining blood chainsaw scene, so good.
Perfection. Perfection. She does have the best character development of all final girls. That's probably the right answer, like overall. Yet
And then-
she's number 2 on the list. Happy Women's Day.
And number 1, we're back to hot. Sienna. Sienna Shaw from Terrifier 2 and 3. Because she has everything I like. She also has the benefit of being the newest one. But she has everything I like from the previous ones, which is decent enough character development. It's not like spectacular, but it does deal with the trauma and stuff. She has the will to live. She has the bravery. She's fighting for her cousin and brother. She has like that X factor that I really liked about Tina, how she had like a power to combat a supernatural threat. Sienna clearly has like some sort of divine calling or something. So I think she's the most interesting and second
I was gonna
hottest.
say don't forget hot because it's Women's Month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Women's Month. If you're
Only
hot.
for the hot one.
Yeah, only for the hot ones.
If you're ugly, then bad Women's Month.
Boo women, boo Women's Month. Right down there, you non-hot
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, if you're a 4 or less,
If you're a 2.5 on Letterboxd, boo you. That's an inside joke, but for some people listening, they're gonna be like, "Wait, but 2.5's a decent
You
movie
know,
because
the
Nicole
real
says so."
fans will get that joke.
Yeah, Rachel's like, "I know that one. I know that one." We love you, Rachel.
Her bar is low enough. She's probably like a 4 is decent.
What do you mean?
We gotta get her on here one day so she can defend herself.
I would love that.
yeah, she should make a movie or something. Earn it.
Yeah, earn it. It's Women's Month. Do it
Yeah.
the hard way.
So yeah, that's
Oh, is it
my
my
list.
turn? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay, it's my turn. Great. Yeah, so I'll say mine. I'll give my reasoning, and then feel free to tear it all apart. I'm happy to defend mine. My number 5, Sally Hardesty, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. She is the proto final girl. So Texas Chainsaw is a proto slasher. All that come after it are just doing what it did. And yes, for the real nerds out there, we know Giallo did it first, and no one cares.
And Black Christmas.
Oh yeah. I'll hear all the and it's like nobody cares. Texas Chainsaw did it first. Sally Hardesty survived
Actually,
first.
tell
Sally
us how
Hart-
wrong Patrick is, because the engagement is good either way. Yeah.
Either way, you're going to win.
We'll put a poll. How wrong is Patrick? Yes, no.
How wrong is Patrick? A lot or
A
a little?
lot or a whole lot?
Or a whole lot. She fights for her life, and she didn't want to. She was not a fighter. She was not trained. She did not have any sort of background in this. She was just trying to hang out with her friends and her brother, and she fought for her life, and she got out. And I'm like, how do you not love that?
I figured she'd be your number 2.
I know that she doesn't have the qualities that we now put upon final girls. You know what I mean? Like, she is literally flailing through the movie. She is. She is not in control at all. She's written and directed by men, and it shows. Like, she's very much just like, and she just runs around, and she fights like hell to survive, and she does at the end of the day. She almost has no agency. She's just on pure instinct alone. She survives. And honestly, that shot of her laughing maniacally in the back of the truck afterwards shows that she's probably going to spend the rest of her life in like a loony bin. Like, there's nothing about her that is like built up. You just go, oh, thank God somebody made it out.
Unless you watch that god awful Netflix remake, in which case she spends 50 years plotting, and it's like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, I watched the movie once and that was enough, so maybe I'm misremembering, but like, did dude move? Was he in the same house? Like, it's like, surely to God you could have tracked down this one person in 50 years by now, and like, and then they enter very unceremoniously, if you ask me. So,
and in typical Women's Month fashion, he doesn't even remember her.
I don't even.
She's like, "Don't you remember me?" And he's like,
"I don't even know who you are."
I don't know. And then he just immediately kills her. Like, she gets like no revenge at all. Like, wow, they did her dirty in that movie, like, so bad. Like, you're better off just ignoring Sally Hardesty if that was the case. Like, don't even bring her back if you were going to play it like that. Okay, so so Matt, do you have anything to say for Sally Hardesty?
Nah.
She wasn't
that says
hot.
It all.
Happy Women's Month.
Yeah. No, she was 70s hot.
Which is like a 4.
Bad Women's Month to her.
Bad Women's Month. She gets June instead of March. My number 4 is Laurie Strode from Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2.
Also not hot.
Now that's debatable.
Later in life, she gets better looking.
Wow, how progressive of you, Matt.
I don't know. I think she's pretty.
Whoops.
I thought she was pretty.
I think
so
Jamie
too.
Lee. Yeah, I think she's a little busted.
Happy Women's Month.
That coming from Matt, I got nothing to say.
Well, I guess we'll move on. Shit. I thought that was going to really upset the apple cart. Apparently not. She's just not hot enough to debate.
I'm just flabbergasted. I can't even.
My number 3 then is...
You can talk about Lori.
No one cares. Not hot enough to talk about. Too hot to talk about for Piper. It's just not going to work.
Lori's fine. She survives the night, and then they keep bringing her back needlessly.
I think what I do like about... because I'm not the biggest fan of the Rob Zombie Halloweens, but I do like that he kind of touched on the trauma and stuff that would be like... I like that aspect of it. You really do get to see how she would try to cope with that happening. So
yeah, and maybe even and he was doing it kind of before it was popular. It wasn't new, but it was definitely not as popular as it is now. Which everybody, even Halloween 2018, dealt with the original Laurie Strode's trauma from the original events. So he was doing.
You trying to say Rob Zombie laid laid the path for that. Speaking of the path, yeah.
Oh, what a perfect plug for my short film, The Path. You can watch that at
Yeah.
Panic Fest, March 28th. Um, I have a whole other thesis, and I probably should make a TikTok video about it. Halloween 2018 is 100% a send up of Rob Zombie's Halloween series. Like it homages a lot of the movies. It's mostly homaging Rob Zombie's Halloweens for
Oh,
sure.
I'll
Like
be
it
looking
just is.
forward to like hearing the full deets on that.
I'll be looking forward to 5,000 views on that
All
video in
angry.
the first day. Oh, so angry. And then all the weirdos who come in are like, hell yeah, brother. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't want you as a follower, but cool.
So,
Um,
which Laurie Strode though? Like, is it Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O Resurrection, or is it Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends?
I don't fucking know. David Gordon Green made it worse. Like somehow made it more confusing and harder to follow when it should have been very easy. But yeah, I do. I'm a big fan of the Rob Zombie Halloweens, and I think they're the best ones.
Or is it
And
that Laurie Strode? In which
it's
case,
it's that
she
Laurie
gets
Strode.
bumped. Okay, she's hot enough to talk about now.
Yeah, Matt, that's the one we've
Yeah,
been talking
dumbass.
about.
Oh, I didn't. I hear
Matt,
Laurie Strode, I go to
You-
Jamie Lee. You didn't correct me when I
No,
said Jamie Lee Curtis. Jesus
did you
Christ,
ever
how's that
say
on
Jamie
me?
Lee Curtis?
I
no,
said
No, I'm
actually,
saying Matt never said Jamie Lee Curtis, so of course we.
I did. I said Jamie
he
Lee
did.
Curtis looks better
Oh, okay.
later in
No,
life.
you just said she looks better later in life.
Oh, we were talking about who's the actress? Daniel Harris.
No, Daniel Harris played the best friend.
Who's
Scott Taylor Compton.
Scout Taylor Compton? That's who I
Yeah,
was
that's why I
talking
was like,
about the whole
she's
time.
pretty. What are you talking about? That's why I
Yeah,
was like,
she's
Matt, you're
pretty.
calling her busted?
Yeah.
Dude, look, like, get some
No, Jamie
perspective,
Lee.
buddy.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
First of all, Jamie Lee is busted, so that's settled, right? No, I was talking about Laurie Strode from Rob Zombie's Halloween series
Mhm.
See,
specifically.
I should have known with you here, but when anybody else says Laurie Strode, I know immediately which one they're talking about.
I did. I made sure to mention that. Maybe there was a internet connection hiccup when I said from Rob
There
Zombie's
was
Halloween
there
series,
was
but I made
not.
that
Matt
very
just
explicit.
checked out because he thought it was an ugly woman and he didn't want to listen.
He's all, ew, ugly and old. Pass.
Happy
He
Women's
checked out the
Month.
minute he heard Laurie Strode pass. Like I
I
couldn't even get past his brain on that one.
I checked out when you said Sally.
That's true. He's been checked out for the
He's
list
just he's
for
like,
quite a
God,
long time.
Patchett, we're gonna talk about a hot one.
Yeah, when are the hot ones coming? All right, my number three, arguably hotter than Jamie Lee Curtis, Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master. And quite simply, she's way better, way more interesting than all the other final girls from the Nightmare series, like by far. And yes, I'm talking about Dream Warriors too. Like she's just more interesting than those characters, arguably hotter because it's Women's Month and we want to make sure we put that in there. And then she has the best kill for Freddy of all the series. Like nobody killed him better. Most of the people didn't even kill him. She killed him good. It's a good movie.
She killed him. Killed him
I'm
good.
sorry, like this is
Aw.
killed him. She killed him good. It's easily his best death in the entire series, and it's on her. She did it. Alice did it. So
Do
she's my
you
number
mind
three.
refreshing my memory? Because it's been a while since I've seen that one. How does she kill Freddy?
She becomes the Dream Master, and basically resurrects like all the souls that he's taken, and they rip him apart from the
Oh, okay.
inside. It's incredibly gory, big finish. She has a knockdown, drag out fight with him. The director, I believe, is Rennie Harlan, who went on to direct Die Hard. Like, so it's like an actiony, bigger movie. It just feels bigger. It's got better budget, all this stuff. So it just looks better. And she comes out super victorious. Like, undeniably, you're like, holy shit. She took out Freddy, and she is now the Dream Master.
So Nightmare has a habit of killing off the final girl at the start of the next movie. I don't remember.
Right.
Did they do that in 5?
I don't remember. That's Dream Child, and it's a terrible movie, and I don't even want to remember how but they did, or she becomes a non-factor by the end of that movie. So yeah, Happy Women's
So,
Month. Nightmare on Elm Street makes sure that the final girl's aced
so
by
to
the next one.
recap on how she kills Freddy, Patrick is a fan of seeing someone get ripped from the inside and a big finish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is
Yeah.
all accurate. Big
He
finish.
promised his kinks would be revealed, and
He
we're
is
getting them.
delivering. Happy Women's Month.
My number two is indeed Tina from Friday the 13th, Part 7. She's my first final girl. I'll be honest. Here, there's another kink for you. She is the one that I experienced first. She kicks Jason's ass. She has cool psychic abilities. She killed her dad and resurrected him in the same movie. I think she's everything you're looking for and a great woman
Except hot.
in these movies. I would argue that she's pretty hot.
Okay,
She's
okay.
hot.
I was trying to gear Matt's
Yeah.
taste, so
I know you're not much into the 80s, Piper. I know you're ageist. Happy Women's Month. But yes, I think for the 80s, she was way up
no,
there,
I
actually.
think the 80s
Um,
is one of the best decades for horror. It's second best to me because like I
yeah,
grew up on 2000s horror, like I was growing alongside that, so I'm biased to
yeah.
2000s horror, but like the 80s is
But also 2000s horror, hotter.
tank
Everyone's
tops
hotter.
everywhere.
That's
White tank tops
so many tank
galore.
tops.
Yeah.
So many tank tops in the
Yeah.
2000s. So yeah, I mean, I think, she checks all boxes. She survives. She kicks much ass. She not only does she take out Jason, she takes out like her shitty therapist. Um, her mom, who's kind of like, victim blaming her. Like, like I think she's like a feminist icon. If I can speak for all women today,
As
Happy
you
Women's
should.
Month.
As a man, you should speak for all women.
As a man, you're
Yeah.
welcome, ladies. Um, my number one should come as no shock to anybody. It is the great Ellen Ripley from Alien. Um, where do I start? She's not even the main character in the movie. Everybody thinks it's Dallas. They go out of that ship, they come back diseased, and she's like, "Do not fucking let anyone in." She is the one making the right call. A man overrides her, who is not ranked to override her. He
Hot.
overrides her. They bring this alien on the
Mm-hmm.
ship. She's not even the hottest woman on the ship, so there you go. That's progressive. Um, she then when the main character of the movie gets taken out, she takes over. She yells at people. She gets in a slap fight with Nancy Cartwright, which if you haven't seen that, it's fantastic. It's not in the theatrical cut. Um, and she is the final survivor. She doesn't rely on her sexuality until the very end when she gets into her underwear and fights the alien. She's fucking badass. She's the shit, and she put out two more great alien movies that to me still
You're of course talking Aliens and Alien Resurrection.
no. We shall never speak of Alien Resurrection again. I don't care who directed it. No, I think the first three Alien movies are very good, even though the third one's pretty much pieced together, but she makes the third one great. And even though she doesn't ultimately survive, because you can't survive xenomorphs, no one can, um, I think she's the best. That she's so strong. She was my first action hero because I grew up with aliens. Like, I didn't even grow up with Alien. I grew up with Aliens, she was gun toting. She was a badass. Um, she's the best, and she will kick all the other asses of all the other final girls on this list, and that's the most important thing: is women against women. Happy Women's Month.
I mean, get them some mud and I'll watch it.
You, you know what Alien was missing? Mud fights. Yeah.
Totally.
Yep.
They had a wet t-shirt moment, but it was two guys.
Happy
Progressive.
Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month.
Isn't a character, and for real, isn't a character like trans? It's like one of the first known trans characters in cinema.
Yes, and the problem is I don't remember which one. I can't remember which one, and I'll get it wrong, so I'm not even gonna guess. But yeah, the characters were actually written ambiguously. They weren't written non-binary. That would be inaccurate. They were just written as like, oh, this is your last name. If it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's anything in between, we don't care. We're just writing these characters. And they were actually going to cast a man in the role of Ripley, and then Sigourney came in and auditioned, and they were like, why don't she be Ripley? Because she's fucking cool. She's like 5'11" and striking, and she seems tough. Like, and they made the right call, and they made a fucking icon. It's fucking perfect.
Now, I just
All jokes aside,
They were like,
I have to ask.
oh, never mind
because I'm just curious. In one of the Alien movies that she's in, which one was it that they had to like CGI like take out her pubes because she wouldn't shave for the movie?
I want to say that's the first one actually.
I would
So
have
they
to
didn't have
be, I would
CGI.
think.
Yeah, they had to paint out. They had to paint her out. So frame by frame, they had to paint
I
her
don't
pubes
know.
out. You see her pubes in Aliens.
I don't know
100%.
why. I thought I
Yeah.
had heard that was like one of the first uses of CGI was for her pubes.
Yeah, I don't think it was CGI. I mean, I think they rotoscoped it. So basically, they
Yeah.
animated it. They animated
I mean,
her
all
pubes
jokes
away.
aside, that is really badass that she was like, no, it's my body. I'm not doing that. So, like,
I'm putting serious
an
bush out there.
actual non-joking Happy Women's Month. Like, the only one you're going to get.
And that's
See?
it.
Yeah. Whose list did everybody
Yeah,
like
who-
more? Your own?
Rank
Yeah.
ours best to worst, but rank mine best because it's
Mine the
Women's
best,
Month.
yours the worst.
If you don't let me win the votes, then you're misogynistic because it's Women's Month. So
All right, let's take a vote. Is Piper's the best? I vote no. Matt?
No.
Okay, you
certainly
lost.
not.
Happy Women's Month.
I told my wife, like, before I got in, I was like, let me go put up with these fucking men. Like, I knew I was just gonna be getting like roasted.
You did a great job.
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah, when we had decided that Patrick would be the guest and a DM, we were like, we're going to overtalk Piper for at least the first bit and then just mansplain everything.
But Piper, don't you know that when guys do that, it's because they really like you?
Are you trying to imply that Matt even has any feelings other than hate towards me? Because, like,
Yes. He loves you dearly, and you know I do too. Because for anyone listening that doesn't know, like, we are actual friends in real life. Like, why else would you bring a guy on during Women's Month to talk about women? Like, it's because you know him. We're all buddies, and
I wouldn't piss on Piper if she was on fire.
He was the one that set me on fire.
Because it'd turn her on.
it would turn her way on. That's true.
No, don't get.
She's like, wait, stop, because now I'm getting horny, and this is not the time to get horny.
I'd go get a fire extinguisher or something.
You're gonna have people thinking I genuinely want to be pissed on, and it's like,
Not on.
listen,
In.
now I for sure cannot share this podcast with anyone from my real life because, like,
You can just deny it. You don't have
Yeah, like
to.
they're being assholes. They don't
it's all
mean that.
jokes.
See, we know
No,
you.
I will take a moment to say, and it's hard to stifle the vomit when I talk nice things about Matt, but I'll try to not throw up while I say this. That
Please don't. That's one of my other kinks.
is that Matt and Patrick are two really decent guys. They are very progressive in how they think about women. Like, yes, I'm outnumbered here. Yes, there's a lot of jokes being thrown around, but they stand up for women. They don't put up with like any type of misogyny unless it's ranking how hot final girls are, I guess. But like
Right.
they're decent ones. They're two of the good ones.
I haven't done a ton of acting in my life, but today was a tough one to act so particularly misogynistic. I was like, Jesus Christ. Even for me, this is too much. This is a character I don't necessarily want to play.
I'm a big fan of satire and
Yeah.
sarcastic humor and shit. So,
My God,
the problem is a lot fewer and fewer people realize when that's happening these days.
Right. Like you guys could get a ton of listeners from guys who are like, listen to these two dudes totally go in on this chick. They're so dope. And all of a sudden that's your fan base now.
Yeah, God.
Speaking of two dudes going into
You
one
literally
chick,
just ranked
Happy
how hot
Women's
final
Month.
girls were.
We do have to do an in-person podcast at some point.
Oh God.
And jokes aside, everybody on my list, all these women on my list, I genuinely love them. I genuinely love them. I did get to talk to Lisa Wilcox, who plays Alice. She came on our podcast, and she was lovely. She was a really wonderful, wonderful woman. I might cry if I met Tina, and I did cry when I met Sigourney Weaver. I just cried on the inside because I'm a man. You don't show that on the outside.
Of course.
But when I was in the room with Sigourney Weaver, I was like, oh my God, this is the most important person in my life, outside of my family, because I'm a movie nerd, and I grew up with her, and so like all the women that I put on my list like mean a lot to me, like a lot. Like you have no clue. Like people are like, who's Tina? I'm like, you don't know who Lar Park Lincoln is? What a nerd you are.
Yeah, she almost made my list. So did Geraldine from Demon Knight.
Oh shit!
Who wears a white tank top?
Piper, calm down.
Jada Pinkett Smith in a white tank top.
Problematic, but hot.
Well, I guess Jada Pinkett at the time.
Yeah, she was Jada Pinkett at the time.
Almost Jada Pinkett Pock.
She wishes.
But yeah, she's just not in that movie long enough. I really wanted to use her, but she has like 5 minutes at the start and like 15 minutes at the end, and then she's just a character in the middle.
Happy Women's Month.
Yep.
Unless you're not hot.
If you're a 4 or below,
right.
We gotta release 2 versions of this, and one is where we do not say Happy Women's Month, and that's for the 4s and below.
Yeah, it's like a choose your own adventure.
Are you a 4 or below? Be honest. And they click that link, and then they didn't mention Women's Month.
Wonder if like I can go in with AI and change every instance of happy to awful or bad or something.
Have a bad Women's Month. 4s and below.
I'll see what I can do with that.
It's gonna sound very natural.
Of course.
There's the
AI.
Women's Month episode for the hotties, and then Women's Month episode for the uggos.
For the naughties.
Yeah. God, now I have flashbacks to the hottie and the naughty. That goddamn awful fucking movie.
I don't think I've seen that, but I hear it's like notoriously awful.
It's one of the worst I've ever seen. So, are we done? Anybody have anything to add?
No, we could just end on Happy Women's Month. 5s and above.
And 5s and above. And then 4s, I'll see what I can do for you.
4s, DM Nat, because he'd like your number. He might not like it, but he takes what he can get, because look at him.
Happy Women's Month.
I'll hit a 4. We just got to keep the lights off.
Can you put this mask of Samara Weaving on your face, please?
Just put the Plague Doctor mask on. It's fine. Anything's an improvement.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch Patrick's movie,
Absolutely.
The Path.
Absolutely. Great movie.
Thank you.
Be sure to support him, because I want to see more of his films. He is great at what he does. His abilities to direct and just capture visuals. You're very good at visual, like, filming. Like,
Thank you. It's important to me, I think, because I may be dyslexic, so that's probably why there's not a lot of dialogue.
One request: cast more hot women in your films.
I tried that before. It didn't go well with my wife. She's like, "Why do all the women in your films have giant cans? Happy Women's Month."
Who's that fucking director?
I can't wait to get women into my movie, but yeah, none will apply.
Must have D cup and above. Well,
Gabby said she wants to try acting, so there you go.
Okay. Gabby, send over your bra size, please.
And she has specifically stated that she likes ugly people in films, so you can cast her with some very ugly men. She'll love that. Matt,
Great.
are you free?
I can do that.
Do you have an opening in your schedule for Patrick's new movie?
No, I'm not gonna act.
I love how he's like, it's not that I'm like, he didn't defend the ugly thing. He's like, I'm just not gonna act.
Like, I don't act. That's not what I do. I'm not about that. How dare you?
I know nobody wants to look at me.
Apparently, I don't mind to look at you for a few hours every week.
I'll keep it in your fucking pants, purgatory.
I can't even try to be nice.
I love you too. Thank you for having me on.
Of course.
It's been a blast.
And anytime that you have a new movie.
Mm-hmm. Will do.
So make them frequently.
If you want to get on our podcast, you better start pumping out them movies.
I'll try my best.
Do you want to talk about your podcast too?
Hey, why not? Yeah. You tune into Rewind of the Living Dead. We are everywhere you get your podcasts. Every week we talk about one horror movie in depth, probably to the exhaustion of our audience, but they stick around. We usually do the movie of the week, like whatever's the big horror movie that comes out that week. We usually do that one. And then we usually do once a year, we cover one franchise. This year we're covering Final Destination, and we got some guests coming in that are very exciting from the Final Destination universe. And that's it.
So be sure to go.
I'm Director Patrick.
Be sure to go follow his podcast, but only after you follow our podcast.
Of course. And ladies first.
He's Director Patrick on TikTok, Instagram, every fucking
Letterboxd, Twitter, anywhere that I am, it's Director Patrick.
So thanks for listening. Bye.
We've never been good at the outros. Just get out of here, darn it.